Hi, I'm Artificial Fire Tiger, and I've been producing music for many years, and I want to share some experience with you so that you can improve your music. We're going to create this type of beat, so stick around if you want to find out how to make that. Okay, so we're going to create some beats, and I've got a plugin called Unison Drum Monkey, which I'm going to load into my Ableton DAW. So drag and drop that in there. And when it loads, we'll have our little monkey, and you've got a bunch of genres that you can choose, your different types of music. We'll go with deep house in a moment, and what you can do is press this red button and it will generate a beat. So to play that, you just play that in the DAW, and if you don't like that beat, you can just generate another one, and so on and so on, until you get something that you agree with. So there's a couple of things you can do whilst in this program. You can go into the individual samples themselves, and you can click this orange icon, which will select a different kick from the library. You can also shape the sound here with the decay, make it a short kick if you want, or a longer kick. You can also swap out these different samples. And you can also drag in your own samples into this. So if we don't like that particular beat, we can generate the whole thing again, like so. And then what's also useful, for each individual lane, you can say, okay, I don't like that clap particularly, so you can regenerate just that clap. And we're getting variations on the clap, and we can do the same with the hi-hat. So it also does velocity and different lengths, which is quite interesting. So once you've got the beat that you're interested in playing with, there's a couple of ways you can bring this into the DAW. You can drag the MIDI files in as one combined piece or different stems, or you can just drag the audio into play. So I generally do this and pull in the audio. So there's two ways. You can bring in the entire loop, like so, and that will give you the full loop, which means that back in your DAW you can then turn this one off and you've got this loop, like so. Good idea to generally leave the unison. If you want to then vary this up, you could then create another unison. What I like to do is keep the original piece. There's a couple of ways you can save that into your Groove library, so it will remember all the settings. Or if you're in an Ableton project, what you can do is just save that with the unison settings, and then if you want to create another variation, what you can then do is duplicate this one, turn this on. I'll show you what I mean. So it's actually doing a layer, but what you can then do is create a second beat. And what is useful for this is you can keep the kick going, for example, in this one, and then you can turn off the kick here and just work on some of the higher end percussion. So if you want to do some variations in the top percussion pieces, so this kick isn't playing through. I didn't freeze that. What I need to do is lock it and then turn it off. And then every time you generate a new piece, the kick is completely off. So you can keep the kick from the original and you can start playing with different pieces or different percussion on it. So the other thing you can do once you've got a beat that you quite like is, we'll just turn the kick on again, is you can drag in the individual stems. So if we drag this in, we're going to get all of them. If you press Control on Windows, and it's probably Command on the Mac, you'll get them layered into tracks. So now what is useful is you can now isolate the different elements. So we'll pull this loop over here, and we can turn off the kick and just have our snares, and this allows us to build up different styles of interest. So we can come in with our kick like so, and then bring in the clap, and then maybe run this whole thing through here and go into a drop down. So we've still got the original one off, so we'll just turn this one off, and you'll see we'll start with the kick and the hum and hi-hat. I might need to turn these on. So we just got the kick and the open hi-hat, and then it will kick in with the clap. So that's a nice and easy way to make different beats. Sorry beat makers, you could be in a lot of trouble here because you can generate thousands of variations in here. I'll quickly show you some of the other ones. So it's got all the different styles, which is pretty cool. So you can do trap stuff, and you can do reggaeton. So there's a lot of options in here to create very interesting effects, percussion effects and percussion rhythms. Some disco. Oh, you've also got the swing option here, so that you can get the offbeat swing sound, and you can adjust the swing in here. Obviously, disco's got quite a lot of swing, so it's quite heavy on that. So these genres are taken that into account and bringing in swing. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Create some beats, or I look forward to seeing any beats that you do create. And don't forget to subscribe, and please drop some comments in, because I'm always looking for new ideas, things to do, things to learn, all in the music field. See you next time.